How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rowlet, and welcome back to another guide video today, guys. Today, we are going to be doing a guide on where to find two more Gigantamax Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, we're going to be looking for two of these, and it's going to be two Pokemon in particular, and these are both brand new Pokemon that also have Gigantamax forms. The first one is Appletun, or I guess Flapple, depending on which game you have. If you have Pokemon Sword, I think it's Flapple. If it's Shield, it's Appletun. Now, their Gigantamax form, this is something you have to understand. Those games are kind of it's kind of like, not vice versa, but basically, it's for each of those games, it's like the evolution, right? To the base Pokemon, but the thing you gotta keep in mind about this in particular, specifically about this Pokemon, is that it doesn't actually get a kind of brand new form for its once it actually gets a Gigantamax form, it doesn't look different. It's essentially identical. Like when you get Flapple or the other one, like Appletun, they both have the same Gigantamax form, so it doesn't really matter if you want to get a Gigantamax one. It just depends on which game you're in, I guess. But yeah, so just keep that in mind as you are listening here. And the other Pokemon we're going to show you the Gigantamax form for is going to be Orbeetle. So we're going to be showing Orbeetle. Now, both of these can be found in two particular spots. There is actually an extra spot for Orbeetle, which I will be most likely seeing if I can show you guys here, which is actually in the area, I think, right down here, Bridgefield. So there is one spot, there's two spots actually for Orbeetle. We can find it in both games. And Orbeetle has a normal Gigantamax form, just one that's a singular one, not two different ones or anything like that. And same thing for Appletun / Flapple, it also has only one Gigantamax form. So yeah, now, first things first, Bridgefield is where you can find yourself essentially Orbeetle, and you can also find it down here in this area, which is Dappled Grove. Now, Dappled Grove also, on top of having Orbeetle there, also has Appletun there, and that's where we're going to head down to that area, because we're going to be trying to find ourselves basically these things. We're going to be trying to get our hands on both of these guys. So I think we can start with specifically Appletun, because that's the one that's easiest to find. So we're just going to fly down here real quick to the meetup spot and try to make our way through all these Pokemon, because there's quite a few of them, let's be honest. So we're just going to try to make our way through. This is next to the mountain, right up against the mountain over here. So we're just going to take the route on the side here, so we try not to, run into anything. And again, there is also one in this forest right here. There is one as well that is for specifically, specifically for Orbeetle as well. If we find that one, I will show it as well. But, for now, let's just see if we can find these ones first. So, a bunch of grass Pokemon here. This is not the one. It's meant to be one right next to the wall. So I'm just going to have to look around until we get one that's right next to the wall. And this is also in Dappled Grove that we're looking for right now. So if you guys don't know the area, well, now you know the name, and it shouldn't be too difficult to, make your way here. So it's going to keep having to walk essentially alongside the wall until we run into the dens. And it's going to be two dens right next to each other. And we're going to take the second den. Not the first one we run into, but the second one. So let's see if we can just keep looking around. Again, it's meant to literally be between some grassy areas, so unfortunately we're gonna have to run into a few Pokemon until we get there. But can eventually just skip into the video a little bit, you'll just get there. But just a little bit of heads up, there is actually a method now, and this is something I might as well tell you guys right here. Those who keep watching, don't just skip through. There is actually a method now, and you guys most likely seen it, where you can basically just keep resetting a den over and over again, and you can keep doing that. Actually, it's a really, really useful method if you really want to get your hands on a Gigantamax Pokemon real quick. It's actually essentially the perfect method. I actually showed that method because it's also useful, and here it is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, the method I actually showed that in my How to Get Unlimited Watts video, because it's basically the same method that's being used. So we can actually try that method right here. It's not that difficult, but here is the den, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to be using for this. So let's make sure we talk to it real quick. But this is the den that has Appletun / Flapple. Okay, so this is the one, right? Now, if you want to do the method for how to get these guys quickly, I'm going to show you that exactly right here what to do. So all you got to do is make sure, go into inside your game, go to options, then go here and make sure you put game on slow text speed, and then also make sure to go and turn off autosave. This is very important if you want to get these guys. It's really, 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 really recommended, because otherwise you may have trouble. But what you got to do next is just go back out here and just, try to throw a wishing piece inside of the den itself. And as it's about to save, right? As it's about to save, just turn off the game like that. See, just oh, by the way, I actually made a mistake right now, but what you gotta keep doing here, once this has happened, right, once you've done this, is you gotta keep restarting your game and not let the wishing piece save, or after wishing piece is used, don't let it save. Keep doing this until you see a den that basically has the purple glow, right? Once you see the purple glow, you're set, okay? You got all you need, and all you gotta do at that point, once you've got the purple glow, is to go inside the game, press invite others, right? Then tab out of your game or press home, go to your system settings down here, right? And this, by the way, this is when you get the purple glow, by the way. And make sure to also save. When you get the purple glow, make sure to, like, you know, save in front of it. Don't just instantly go into inviting others, but save in front of it. And the next thing you gotta do is go in here, and then go to system, and then go to date and time, make sure you also have synchronized with clock with internet off, then go in here and change your date to the next day, right? And all you gotta do is keep doing that, just keep doing that same exact process, okay, until, you know, you get enough watts, or until you run into a Gigantamax Pokemon that you want. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically where you will find the Pokemon you want. This is how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. Now, unfortunately, our method's not working because I forgot to save in front of this thing, so make sure to do that. But yeah, process is pretty straightforward. But this is exactly where you find Appletun. So Gigantamax Appletun is where you can find it. It's exactly in this one. This one in particular. Now, the reason it's in this one in particular is because, I don't know, this is the one that spawns it. And keep in mind, it only will spawn at a 5% chance here specifically. Only at a 5% chance. And also remember, that 5% chance is only within rare Gigantamax spawns, and that's what I'm talking about, the purple ones, right? The ones that glow differently. This one right here, there's no way in the hell that this one will ever contain a Gigantamax one, unless it's a purple den, right? Unless it's glowing purple, this den will not give it to you. But if it glows purple, then this is exactly where you get it. So this is the spot, ladies and gentlemen. If you just follow along in the video, you know exactly where we are now. So yeah. That is the first thing. So the next den, which is the den that's called, by the way, this first den that we just looked at, that one is called Den 79. The next den we're going to be looking for is Den 92. So this one's a little bit more difficult to find. It's between two trees, and it's kind of hard to spot, but I think it's the one right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one right here. So this is the one that has Orbeetle, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I think this is the correct one. I'm just going to have to look around a little bit extra before I make that conclusion. Just trying to see if this is the correct one, because let's be honest, these things are a little bit all over the place. But you know, you can try yourselves on this one, and if it's not that one, I do apologize. Though I'm gonna have to look around a little bit more and see just in case. Though I think that is the one. The first one though so far has been 100% correct. Though I'm not sure about this one. I think this one. Yeah, no, I think this is it. Yep, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is the one. I was just looking at it from a different perspective. But yeah, this is it. I can see it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, 7 trees, exactly like in the picture here. So yeah, this is essentially we find it. You can just go in here, same process as before. You know, if you just want to do the same thing as, you know, we've been doing, the same kind of like method, this is where you do it. But there's also another place where you can get yourself Gigantamax Orbeetle. And by the way, this is the spot for Orbeetle where we are right now. But there is another spot for Orbeetle Gigantamax form. And that spot is in Bridgefield, actually. So we're going to head to Bridgefield real quick, and just going to see if we can find this spot real fast. And now you can pretty much stop watching the video at this point, unless you want to hunt in Bridgefield instead. If for some reason you want to do it there, you know, you can do that instead. But, you know, it's really up to you. I mean, I don't know. You decide what you want to do that in that sense. You know, I'm not going to tell you which is better, because I don't think there's really any difference between them. I think it's basically the same. But if you want to just choose differently, then there you go. You know, it's up to you. Either way, so once we are here now, we're going to have to walk down. So we just, you know, teleported here outside of Motorstoke. It's going to have to drive all the way down to Bridgefield, and we're going to have to find a specific area, again, alongside like a mountain, or alongside the mountain here on the side, as you can see right there. It's going to have to go to that one. This spot right here is actually pretty much really hard to find, like way harder, because it's just, you know, kind of a different spot alongside the wall. Though I think we might have already found it. I might be wrong. Let me just see. If I do this, no, this is not the right one. Just gonna have to look around a little bit. So I apologize for looking around here, but basically the other two spots should work equally good, and those we already found, and those you guys now know. So I'd highly recommend just using those instead. And as for this spot, I mean, honestly, doing it in Bridgefield is not as important. And if anything, it's just a little bit more confusing finding it here. But I will do an extra guide and include all the Gigantamaxes you can find in Bridgefield as well. So yeah, you can basically see this video as the one for like the other area. You know, kind of the guide for that space. But this guide, you know, the next guide will do for this area instead, and I'll show you where to find the next ones. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be basically the general gist of the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Hope it was helpful. Keep in mind that the method that I mentioned earlier is highly lucrative if you want to get yourself a Gigantamax Pokemon quicker, because just doing that process over and over again is way more useful than just, you know, sticking around and waiting for, you know, something to eventually pop up, which will just take ages. Of course, this other method is a little bit of an exploit, so do keep that in mind. It's not really that, like, you know, usually acceptable by people, but I think it's worthwhile trying. Also, I think I may have found it. I think we've just found the spot. And yeah, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the spot where you find the other Orbeetle. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Should probably be very recognizable, because right over there you have the whatchamacallit, the nursery, whatever the hell it's called, like just basically, you know what I mean, the place where you just breed Pokemon. So you got that, and also you have the miners right here as well. So yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of hard to see them in like pictures and stuff, but there you go, ladies and gents. Right here, you can get yourself the other Orbeetle, the Gigantamax Orbeetle. So that's it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Thanks so much for watching. As well for Alex. Have yourselves a great day, and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.